For a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
From the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
It's 9:05. I'm Denise Shannon. A 59-year-old Clio man has been found guilty of sexual assault in Tuscola County. The Attorney General's office reported John DiGiacomo was found guilty of 2 counts of first-degree criminal sexual conduct, among other charges, with an underage girl. He could be sentenced to life in prison. He also faces charges in Saginaw and Genesee County on charges stemming from incidents in 2014 and 2015. A sentencing date will be set later. DiGiacomo will be in court in Genesee County on charges in March. Foul play is not suspected in the death of a Harbor Beach man whose body was found last Thursday. Police say 57-year-old Daniel Copeland, who was reported was found in the woods near Lakeshore and Lincoln Roads around 10:30 a.m. Police are awaiting the results of an autopsy as the investigation continues. Police in Saginaw are searching for a young woman they believe may need help. Last Thursday around 1 a.m., a Ring doorbell at a home in the area of Bond and Porter Streets caught the woman knocking on the door dressed in a bathrobe and asking for help. Police say she knocked on several doors in the area before someone called 911. Police were unable to locate her. The woman may be in her teens or possibly in her early 20s. She is white with long information about the woman is asked to call the Saginaw Police Department. WSGW News Time, 9:07.
Come together and enjoy the greatest Beatles tribute concert ever. With Rain, a tribute to the Beatles. Ed Sullivan to the Rooftop Concert, live. Rain, a tribute to the Beatles. Tuesday, July 18th at Jolt Credit Union Event Park. Tickets on sale Friday morning at 10 at Ticketmaster.com. Produced by Pepper Entertainment.
It could be the best years of your life. In retirement, you'll finally get to do what you want to do. But you have to plan for it. Start by tuning into Mindy and Nolan McIntosh of McIntosh & Associates every Sunday at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Make retirement the best time. On Sundays at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AA Wealth Management, LLC.
A Flint firefighter has died while in the line of duty. Crews responded to the Elms Mobile Home Park on South Dort Highway on Saturday around 2:30 p.m. Fire officials say that while they were on the scene, 49-year-old Ricky Hill Jr. collapsed. Hill was rushed to a nearby hospital where he was pronounced dead. Officials say he may have had a heart attack. Hill was a member of the Flint Fire Department for more than 15 years. He was married and had 2 children. Flags at Flint City Hall are being flown at half-staff in his honor. Michigan State University students will gather at the Capitol this afternoon to call for lawmakers to take action on gun violence exactly 2 weeks after the mass shooting on campus. Luke Sloan has this.
Clarissa Mata is one of the students organizing the rally. She says students are fighting to protect everyone impacted by gun violence, not only in East Lansing, but nationwide.
Everywhere is someone's home, and we have to fight to protect not just ourselves, but everyone else. Not just our loved ones, but a stranger across the country who is traumatized because they lost a sense of safety in a place that they call home.
Mata says it's far past due for lawmakers to take action preventing gun violence. She says another purpose of the rally is to provide a space for students to gather together as a community and heal following the shooting. Luke Sloan, WWJ News Radio 950. I'm Luke Sloan for the Michigan News Network.
When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom at 752-0790. It's 29 degrees at 9:10. I'm Denise Shannon.
Here's weatherology forecast. A winter weather advisory goes into effect. Snow, freezing rain, and rain all falling today, with 2 to 4 inches of snow accumulating, a high near 35. Rain continues overnight tonight, a low around 34. Tuesday, partly sunny, high near 39. Another chance of snow Tuesday night, low around 29. Rain and snow chances on Wednesday, high near 39. Rain and snow chances continue into Wednesday night, low around 28. A bit more snow falling on Thursday. I'm meteorologist Michael Cotter with the WSGW Weatherology Forecast. Right now, it's 26 degrees.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and on GW.com. The Art Lewis Show is presented by Westside Decorating Center.
Well, indeed. Good morning to you and welcome. And our program is brought to you by Westside Decorating Center, 5789 State Street in Saginaw. They have their newly expanded showroom and all kinds of products waiting for you for home decorating, including a new countertop section featuring quartz and granite countertops. You'll find it all at Westside Decorating Center. Later on, open phones. That will happen later on this hour and next. But for the first part of this hour, we're going to find out what's happening in Lansing that pertains to us, and we're going to do that by saying good morning to State Representative Tim Beson. Tim, good morning.
Good morning, Art.
Glad to have you with us. So I guess I have to I have to ask, what's life like in Lansing now that the Democrats have taken over the legislature?
Well, it is nothing like I've seen before, because it's my second term, and it's not going through our regular processes. Like, there's no committees. We're actually going to get ready to start committees, even though we started Lansing almost 5 weeks ago. We might get to our first committee about appropriations for Deagle or Leo, which are the two subcommittees that I'm on, and maybe we can actually start having good debate about the bills instead of them just getting pushed through one-sided.
I was going to ask, do you see any degree of cooperation?
No, I'm hoping that it changes, because a lot of these new freshmen on both sides of the aisle don't understand how cool of a job we have is, because we get to debate it for our, some rules matter to certain spots in the state. And other rules don't. And some of these new laws that we get to put in place, if we can go through committee and debate them, and not just getting pushed out of committee or not even going through committee and suspending the rules, and they're going across a party line vote.
I guess it's I hate to say it this way, but it's politics as usual, isn't it? In many ways.
Well, it's actually probably maybe even a little worse right now, because there's so many new freshmen. If you think about it, my class only had 12 Republicans on my side that were coming in when it was my first term, and we have 61 with the 3 senators coming across. So there's 61 of 110 that are new to the House.
Yeah. Does the new term limits extension help you? You could theoretically stay for 6 terms, right?
Yes, I could actually do that. And this actually will make it so that we can hold the department a little more accountable. So that way they just realize that you won't just go on in 6 years, so that we can remember when they said, hey, we aren't going to do this. And then they change and say, oh, look, we're going to do this now, because I think it's going to be a benefit.
So let's let's talk about some of the issues that I know you're, ingrained with. And one of those, of course, is small business. You were a small businessman for a long time. How are we doing in the state in attracting business, and particularly small businesses?
I think that we are losing in our state. We like to attract big businesses, and the great example would be this coming up appropriations for Ford and the battery plant with Chinese technology and the appropriations. And if you look in Marshall, Michigan, right now they're trying to bring in 2,500 jobs, which is great, at a cost of $1.2 billion to the taxpayer. And if you do it, Indeed, right now, 25 miles within Marshall, there's 3,800 jobs that aren't being filled. And I think about that, and that's well over several hundred thousands of dollars to create new jobs. Why don't we figure out a way to help these small businesses with this money to shore up them and give them some opportunity here in the state?
Is that one of the areas where you might see some bipartisanship?
Well, if we keep, the thing is trying to find that job that they're creating isn't a hybrid job. It isn't a job that you can stay from home and do your job and raise your kids. It's a job that you need to be there, just like a small business, on the line and work at the place. So right here in my local area, in Bay County, at the Johnson Dow, all these places around me have that job right now that you can go to work and make a great living, way over minimum wage. I'm talking $60,000 to $90,000 with benefits in my local area if you can just pass a drug test and want to go to work every day and work 8 hours a day. That job is, as it seems, we can't keep trying to bring in that same job into Michigan because we're competing with the businesses that are here right now that we can't fill our positions.
Yeah, but you've defined a problem, and that's finding people that are willing to work that 8-hour day, 5 days a week, earn a living, give the employer their due. We seem to be lacking that right now.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think we continue to be a state in our Michigan state for small business. We're a gotcha state. We got your pension. We got your tax revenue. We have everything. We're not looking at this in a good light. I got to tell you, we're making it difficult. And people that are the workers, the retirees, are leaving Michigan. And that's something that we really should talk about because they're leaving because of the income tax that we have here.
Mm-hmm. And heading to Florida.
My mom's there. She saves money, and I can't blame her. And it saves a little bit of money if you don't have a big pension or a big Social Security check. You're kind of limited, and we keep raising everything, right? So, yeah, I know right now with the food costs, just even to me to make my own fundraiser meals, they're up probably 40% from 2 years ago when I took this position.
Yeah, but there's very little the state can do to change that, is there?
Well, I mean, there are some opportunities, but we got to start thinking 5 years down the road. We got to start thinking creating a job that our grandparents, our parents would work at is not the future of Michigan. Creating a job that people want to be here, that's it right there. I can't get on board with creating more jobs instead of helping out the businesses that are here. Because these businesses leave the bottom up. I'm a bottom up guy, not a top down guy. So these businesses that hire these 14, 15, 16-year-old kids that teach them how to work, how to earn money, what to do with it, right? We need to structure those businesses because that's where the kids are.
Yeah, that's the future. And unfortunately in this state, we've had a great higher education system. We educate them and then they leave. We need to stop that somehow.
But listen, even if we educate them to keep them here, our rules I'm looking at my food establishment license right now from Michigan Department of Agriculture, and they sent me it. It's all online. If you look in Bay County, our average age is 62 and a half. How many people do you think that want to keep going down the route of submitting it the way that they have always did it, or now they have to make an appointment and send it in, and they just don't understand that doesn't work in our whole state. But we are pushing for so much. We keep calling it advancements and technology, and this is the way of the future. But we're not bringing the people up that have it the old way with a fax machine that my Uncle Pat still uses today.
Yeah. The unfortunate thing about Uncle Pat is he's got to find others that have the same machine that he can use it to.
Well, the state still requires you to fax it in. They still will require a fax in. And I'm thinking, okay, well, at least if there's some way I can do this, I can go and fax it in, because a lot of these establishments want to go to Lansing and pay their dues and drop it off, and you can't do that anymore.
Yeah. All right, hang on, Tim. I'm going to take a break. Come back. We'll talk about some of the issues coming up in the legislature. We're talking to Tim Beson, state representative, and we will be back after these notes on the Art Lewis Show.
Now, replace your paycheck. To local financial coach Kevin Ray, this is what retirement planning is all about.
Building monthly paychecks. And how you build those monthly paychecks is going to determine how well in retirement you're going to enjoy it. So sit down and build a good framework, and it starts with income.
So build your framework with Kevin and the team at Insight Folios today by calling 888-885-PLAN. That's 888-885-7526.
Get 11% off everything now at Menards. Attract a wide variety of birds to your yard with Enchanted Garden Bird Food. We carry a great selection of high-quality blends with sunflower, millet, and other grains to ensure only the best for your backyard friends. Get a 20-pound bag of Enchanted Garden sunflower seeds for just $14.99 after 11% off now at Menards. Good to March 5th. Savings are mail-in rebate. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards.
My friend and I are taking a trip to Mexico this year, but neither of us speak Spanish. So we downloaded Babbel and started learning Spanish fast.
Want to start getting conversational in another language in as little as 3 weeks? Babbel's quick 10-minute lessons were designed by language experts to be the most efficient and effective way to learn a new language.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿De dónde eres?
¿De dónde eres?
Babbel's interactive lessons are created by real language, voiced by real native speakers using a modern conversation-based method. So in no time, you can start speaking confidently about real-life topics in another language.
Nosotras vamos a México en 2 días y ahora hablamos español. Gracias, Babbel. Sí, muchas gracias.
Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Just go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
I'm Connell McShane. This is the Fox Business Report.
Durable goods orders declined last month, down 4.5%, a larger drop than forecast. Durable goods orders include everything from airplanes to refrigerators. Excluding transportation, though, orders rose 0.7%, and core capital goods orders, a gauge of business spending, rose 0.8%, and both of those increases were larger than expected. CGen, Seattle Genetics shares are rallying following reports that Pfizer is in talks to purchase the company. CGen is a biotech company with promising treatments for cancer. Union Pacific shares are higher. Its chief executive is leaving at the urging of a New York hedge fund that is a major investor in Union Pacific. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Cosola, invested in you.
A good work partner knows what you need before you need it. That's how it feels when you work with Cintas. Your dedicated Cintas service reps get to know your business and have the industry knowledge that can help you prepare for what's ahead. They'll deliver your team's workwear freshly laundered. Make sure your first aid and safety mops and towels are stocked when you need them, and your fire extinguishers are inspected and in working order. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Join Mark Patrick Seminars, Lose the Weight or Stop Smoking. Guaranteed only $49.99. Seminar Saturday, March 4th at the Bay Valley Resort and Conference Center in Bay City. Weight loss seminar starts at 11 a.m. Registration 10:30 a.m. Stop smoking starts at 2 p.m. Registration 1:30 p.m.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter. free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
The Tigers play all season long on WSGW.
That ball is gone, a home run! Javi Baez drills a line drive. On the run, Riley Green is going to dive and make another great catch. Riley Green does.
Listen on select weekends for special spring training broadcasts during March. Then, starting opening day, March 30th, the Tigers roar all season long on 790 News Radio WSGW.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robbins show. Well, it's hard to make sense of things and it's hard to laugh, but we'll try to do both. We'll give it a shot anyway.
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
Hi, we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW. And we are chatting with State Representative Tim Beson. So, Representative Beson, what are the big issues facing you right now? What's up on the agenda in the legislature?
So this week, because they actually give us the agenda on Tuesday morning before we go in to vote on Tuesday afternoon. We do have some of the committees starting back up this week, and hopefully that we don't have snowstorms and we can be down there and start working on the committees for the budget for the year. The next big concern of mine is that we keep expanding our state government, and we have less people living here to pay the bill of the expansion of our state government.
Yeah,
that's just bothersome to me that over the course of my career, they're going to try to add another 500 employees to our state budget. That costs the state a full-time equivalent employee is $122,000. I'm concerned that we are going the wrong path. I do have solutions. Just like you've been to work. I actually listen to your radio, and even the people you have on your that I've used in my small business, and I thank you that you have that kind of following.
Well, listen, it certainly is a different time we live in, and it's certainly going to be different in the state for the next 2 years at least, because of the political shift. But somehow, the things that are important to the state have to be taken care of, and I don't know that I see it. I see efforts in areas that I don't think are beneficial for the long haul of the state. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, are you talking about the one-time spendings of $9 billion that we left last year?
That's certainly part of it. I worry, for example, they have this big surplus, but that surplus I think we can attribute to all the federal giveaways that the state benefited from. What happens when that money goes away? How do we pay for the state?
Well, and that's a good point, because even right here in our own local area, we sold the bridges that we somehow figured out a way to not fund our local bridges, and now are paying, and so are you when you go across. The bigger picture is it costs our bridges, and the bigger picture is, right, if we can't figure out a way to live back into the budget of what's going to happen in 2 years, it doesn't matter whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, when you start cutting all these jobs and all of the state jobs, right, and the state programs that are no longer funded because of the increased money, you're right, we're going to have problems. And I keep asking in every one of my committees, well, guess what? We have the money right now. Let's go down 2 or 3 years. And, hey, I have solutions to keep working so we continue to have But if we go down the path and all these one-time spendings now have all these employees and now the money dries up, we're going to look like the bad guy when we have to cut 2,000, 3,000 jobs that we gave them the last 3 years of this excess spending. It's a bad situation going to be 2 or 3 years. And hey, I would hope that we wouldn't go in that route, but when you spend more than we actually typically make, and if you see all these one-time buys, it's not sustainable.
And I don't see a change. Do you? Right now?
Well, the problem is I see being a politician in 2 or 3 years from now, and it's going to be bad. But we should have never put these positions in place. We should have figured out a way to spend the money so that it was all infrastructure or small business and not a lack of tax revenue from big businesses coming in.
However, having said that, Tim, the reality is it's going to happen. So the next step then is figuring out, what do you do if, for example, 2 years from now, the Republicans wrest control of the legislature back again? How do you fix the problems?
So then we go after all the areas that we added these extra state jobs and put all this extra money and go back to it pre-pandemic. Like, I think that our budget's going to be back down to 60 billion, not 70. I mean, it sounds crazy. And we have to figure out a way to do public-private so that way it's not all public entities running our entire state. We can't afford it. And we got to figure out a way and then also with the more private, maybe like entrepreneurship for small businesses for young people, we got to figure out a way to keep them here and so they don't feel that they're overregulated from our state.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, we will keep tabs of you and check with you down the road and see what's happening and see how it's going for you.
Thanks, Art. You have a great day.
You too, Tim. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye now. State Representative Tim Beson. We thank him for joining us here on WSGW. We thank all the representatives who are pretty forthcoming, both sides of the aisle to chat. We appreciate that. Lines are open now. We will have open phones until 11 o'clock this morning. As a matter of fact, we might even have open phones till 11:30 this morning because we don't have a guest on Focus. So maybe we'll just reserve that for more open time. So if you got something you want to talk about, this would be your opportunity. 989-752-6111. That is the number to call and get the conversation going. It's always fun. Never know where it's going to go, but that's half the fun of it, to say the least. There are a number of things happening, but I just want to talk a little sports here for a minute, just for the fun of it, just to do something different. Major League Baseball has new rules that are impacting spring training, and some of them may carry off into the regular season. So here's the chaos. This story was in USA Today. Here's one of the new rule after effects. Atlanta's Cal Conley was called out on a 3-2 pitch with the bases loaded and 2 outs in the 9th inning Saturday against the Boston Red Sox because he was not in the batter's box in time. And the Atlanta manager, Brian Snitker, said he didn't think the rule was intended to end the game like that. But think about that. He's up at the plate. Bases are loaded. 2 outs in the 9th inning. Tie game. A ball scores a run and wins the game. He's called out because he was not in the batter's box in time. You imagine, and this story goes on to say, well, what if Mike Trout gets called out on a 3rd strike in front of 50,000 people? Seconds are going to turn from like 20 to 75 on the pitch clock. What happens if Max Scherzer and Justin Verlander get ball 4 because of the pitch clock? So there's a pitch clock. There's a batter's box clock. Wow. New rule limiting pickoff attempts should increase stolen bases. Players believe it will only help the speedy base runners, not the slower ones. So there's a couple of things to watch. Going to be interesting to see how this clock works and if they can actually get it to work. Sean's up at Bay City, so we'll say good morning to Sean. Morning, Sean. Sean?
Good morning, Art.
Good morning.
Hey, if I could take a couple minutes here, and I always appreciate your time, and this isn't a left or right thing, but last Friday, and Scott called up, and Scott calls in and things like that. And Pat wanted to get on and voice his opinion. He wanted to get in the middle. Yeah. So I called Pat, and I asked Pat, I said, hey, Pat, not left or right, just, let me know how long we should be in Ukraine. Pat's answer was as long as it takes, as much money as it takes. And I said, well, I disagree. He then went on to tell me that I'm a Putin lover, calling me names. So that mentality is just laughable. And I asked him, I said, it's not about left or right. What's the best thing that's happened the last couple of years in this year? And you know what he could come up with? And not that this isn't great, don't get me wrong. But the best he could do is, well, hearing aids are cheaper and insulin's cheaper. That's the best he could do. But he wants to get on and tell everybody else what's up. I asked him, Pat, we spent $112 billion this year alone to Ukraine. 6 million illegals have come here since this administration came in. $22 billion could have finished the wall. What about them 6 million people? And he thinks we should just spend whatever money in Ukraine? We're helping kill people is what we're doing. We're at war. Did Congress vote on this? Did they vote on any of this?
Yeah, Congress has approved some of that money.
I know that they have, but
well, there's the answer.
It's essentially war money.
Doesn't matter. Right? Congress approved it. You asked if Congress approved it.
I hear you. My question was more on it.
It's more. Yours is more philosophical. I understand. But understand, Pat has his opinions, and Pat has his opinions, and you have yours. That's what makes a horse race.
He comes on. Well, then explain to me why he would call me names. Why, after I said my opinion, you're a Putin lover.
Yeah, well,
it shows a mentality. Here, you want to know some great things that the administration did before this? Well, they got rid of all the gangs. They created opportunity zones. More money for historically black colleges by big time money, right?
Yep.
And the opportunity zones were in places where developed areas that needed that money. They got it. Best unemployment for everybody. Wages up, taxes.
Yep.
I can go on and on and on and on. So how I'm asking all the people out there that love this administration and love this type of thought when it comes to policies, what is it that's so awesome that you voted for this? What's so great about it? Let me know. Because I'm tired of people like Carl and Pat that make fun of people.
Well,
why would you call me names, Art?
Carl doesn't make fun of people, but let's understand that not everybody agrees with you, and you don't agree with everybody.
This has nothing to agree with. This has
it does. It does. No, it's your opinion. It's your opinion.
No, these aren't opinions.
Okay.
Nothing I've told you is an opinion. These are all facts.
All right.
You can look them up in any Congress or in the government stuff.
All right. Sean, I got to take a break. Well, your time's up because I got to take a break. And I don't have choice there. The clock tells me I got to take a break. I take a break. And that's what we're going to do. We will be back.
Throughout the growing season, you're tasked with making tough choices, starting with the seed, reading all that trial data. You even have your neighbors weigh in. And when you do plant that smart decision, how you'll protect it, well, that's an easy choice. The soybean herbicide portfolio from Corteva Agriscience. With products like Sonic Herbicide, you'll be complementing your Enlist system with the soybean residual protection that'll tackle the toughest weed challenges all season long. See how a program approach can help you protect every acre at Corteva.us.
If you have ever thought about remodeling your bathroom but were worried it would take too long or cost too much, then stop worrying. Right now, Jacuzzi Bath Remodel has designed a collection of high-quality custom products and perfected the one-day remodeling experience so you can enjoy your new bathroom faster than ever before. It's a worry-free bath remodel from the most trusted brand name in the business, Jacuzzi. For a virtual or in-home appointment, call 800- That's 800-826-9895. 800-826-9895.
Dazzling decal on Daisy's Donuts window. Bold banner at Barry's Barbershop. Prominent poster at Penny's on Park Place.
This is your sign. Well, signs. To try Staples and see the difference. Get $15 off signs, banners, and posters when you spend $75 or more.
From Staples, if I couldn't miss it.
Ends 4/15. Visit staplesconnect.com/printbig for details.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month. $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance. For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-330-1991. That's 1-800-330-1991. Or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-330-1991. SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at SelectQuote.com/commercials.
The WSGW Broadcasting Studios are sponsored by the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Showroom and Design Center in Midland.
All right, we're back with you here on the Art Lewis Show. Before we get back to our phones, let me take a moment to tell you about my friends at McDonald Ford in Freeland. As the name implies, they're a Ford dealer. McDonald, the family's been around for a long time. I've known them for many decades. Quality people. But they're more than a Ford dealer. With their pre-owned lot, they have all kinds of marques, including Chevys, Cadillacs, Jeeps, Lincolns. The other day, there was an Audi SUV on the lot. There was a Mercedes on the lot. All of these vehicles available for you. All of them inspected, 100-point inspection. And they're ready to go at reasonable prices. More than that, they're backed up with a great service department. Minor repairs, major repairs, doesn't matter. They can take care of it all. A body shop with Drive Collision. A quick change for your oil changes. It's all there. It's all there at McDonald Ford, 6790 Midland Road in Freeland. And they're a community player, as I've mentioned to you recently. They paid off the Freeland's high school library debt. Paid it off. That's being a good corporate community citizen. And that's what McDonald Ford is. Stop out, visit them. Take a look at their inventory, new and used, at McDonald Ford, 6790 Midland Road in Freeland. They are devoted to helping and serving you. McDonald Ford. All right, back to our phones. Scott is in Saginaw. Scott, good morning.
Morning.
I wondered how long it would take you to call.
Well, I really didn't want to, but the guy made a couple good points on your last call. So I'm going to go about this differently. Since you don't want to believe some people's truth, I'm going to give you some truth, and you and Pat can argue it all you want. 2 Corinthians 4:4, it tells us the God of this age, Satan, has blinded the minds of the unbelievers so that they cannot see the light of the glory of Christ. It tells us in Romans, furthermore, since these people did not think it worthwhile to retain the knowledge of God, he gave them over to a deprived mind.
Yeah, all right. So what has this got to do with what he said?
because it's exactly what he said. These people are under a delusion. You are, I'm going to say it. I heard you say before the election, you call yourself a Catholic, but you said
I'm not a Catholic. Where'd you get that from?
Well, that's what I thought you said. Well, you saw it regardless of what you
I'm as far from a Catholic as you can be. I'm Jewish.
Well,
I have no idea where you got that from.
Well, either way,
which tells me you're not listening.
That's even worse. You're saying what you said is even worse than being a Catholic, because what you said before the election is you said you leave God, you leave your Bible, you leave your religion at the door, and you go in and vote. But God says, I will never leave you nor forsake you. He says, commit to me all your ways. All your ways. And here you are telling people to leave God outside.
Now, you listen to me. Now, you listen to me, Scott.
Okay.
First of all, religion is a matter of faith. It is what you...
No, it's not.
I beg to differ with you. It is what you believe.
Life and death.
It was what you... That's the way you were brought up, and it is what you believe. And if that's not true, then why are there... If that's not true, then why are there so many religions in the world? Answer that.
Because Satan's a liar, Art.
Okay.
Because he's a liar, and he's trying to take people away from Christ. Christ is the Messiah. He is the way, the truth, and the life. No other religion, Buddhism, Muslim, Catholic, none of these people are going to make it into heaven if they don't.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of religions that might disagree with you. So there you go. So we're not going to listen. The debate about religion is an endless debate.
Is God God? Is he God, or are there a bunch of gods, Art?
I believe in God.
Unequal, or are there other gods that can equal him?
Never mind. Look, understand this. You don't get to Christ without my Old Testament. We'll leave it there. All right, Scott. All right, I got to take another break here. We'll come back. When we get back, we'll get to Errol and we'll get to Craig. All ahead here on WSGW.
You never know when a power outage will strike. That means you need a power source you can depend on to keep the lights and other electrical appliances working. That's why you need a Honda generator. Whether you're camping or at home, you'll never be left in the dark with these efficient, reliable sources of power. Rugged Honda engines assure you hours of uninterrupted power. Put an economical port to work for you, whether it's for recreational use or as a source of emergency standby power. Take charge of any situation and let a powerful friend shed some light on things. Pour on the juice with a quiet, reliable Honda generator and get the power you need when you need it. Honda generators available now at Wolfines, 5818 State Street, Saginaw, where customer service still exists. Open 7 days.
It's the sound of a good deal. That's music to your ears.
Your local Zematic dealer works hard to give you every advantage when it comes to your irrigation operations. This year, we're giving you a head start in preparing for the upcoming season by letting you choose between industry-leading interest rates and deep per-tower discounts on a new Zematic pivot. The earlier you act, the better your deal will be. Better deals, better equipment, better season. Better contact your local Zematic dealer today to learn more. See your local dealer or visit lindsay.com/spring sale for full details.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month. A savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more term life insurance. For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-330-1991. That's 1-800-330-1991. Or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-330-1991. SelectQuote. We shop, you save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
You might get wireless data everywhere, but do you have to use it all the time? If that's not really you, there's TracFone. You can get the same nationwide 5G coverage as big carriers, but you pick a plan that you need Unlimited talk and text plans start at $15 a month, no contract. And now you can get the Samsung Galaxy A03s for just $49.99. TracFone. Now you're in control. While supplies last, 1 month equals 30 days. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
Big features, big ink, big savings. That's what you get when you buy an HP printer at Staples. Like the HP Smart Tank 7301. You can connect, work, and boost your productivity. The HP Smart Tank delivers seamless printing and quality color documents at a low cost. Plus, you get 2 years of ink right out of the box. And now, for a limited time, save $90 on the HP Smart Tank 7301 at Staples. For the best deals on a huge printers, go to Staples. Offer good in-store and online. Ends 2/25.
Inflation is nothing more than legalized theft. Hi, I'm Dr. Ron Paul, and to preserve your wealth, I highly recommend keeping physical gold in your retirement account. To learn more, text the word safeguard to 989898 to get a free info kit on gold IRAs from Birch Gold, which is the only gold IRA company I trust. So text safeguard to 989898 to request your free info kit right now.
Hi, this is Mike Avery. You know you can hear my outdoor magazine until noon on WSGW, but now there's another option. Saturday morning, 6 till 9. Tune in for the latest outdoor news and information, hunting and fishing tips, wildlife and conservation issues, even some wild game cooking. That's Outdoor Magazine now on Saturday mornings too, 6 till 9, right here on WSGW 790 AM and 100.5 FM.
And we're back with you here on WSGW. Back to our phones. Earl is in Saginaw. Earl, good morning.
I'll perturb everyone this morning. Hey, by the way, keep an eye on your mail.
My mail?
Yeah, your mail, post office people.
Yeah.
You're going to get something in the mail. I'm not talking about it. But you know what? I am getting tired of Bible thumpers. I wish they'd keep their opinion to themselves. I don't want to hear it, and I could care less what they believe in. That's their choice. But please don't preach to me that I'm going to hell. You know, so I had a little fun over the weekend. Someone left me a red Trump hat on my front door. And they know, I don't know who it was, but they must, well, you got to listen to the rest of it. What I did was I used it for cat litter. I filled it up with cat litter and put it in the trash. I put that on Facebook. Some people were happy. They got a laugh out of it. What the object was of putting that in there. You know, I had a great weekend, sir. You just got to do nutsy stuff. And, you know, I'm leaving the rest alone. I'm going to start laughing again. So I hope you have a nice day and get more laughs. All
right, Earl. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, let's talk to Craig in Bay City. Craig, good morning to you, sir. Craig, you there?
Yep, I'm here.
There you
go. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can now.
All right. Good morning, sir. How are you doing?
Doing well.
I got a question I'd like to ask of the people running Bay City. They sold the bridges here, recently. I would like to know why they didn't walk away from the sale of the bridges when the government gave them enough funds through the ARPA program that they could have and still owned them.
Probably because that money is temporary.
Well, that money was out for infrastructure, which means that if they would have spent the money to repair the...
I don't think they got nearly enough.
They did. There was plenty of money there. And I know that because of my connections in the government. I'm the Bay County Republican chairman, and I got pretty good inside information. Had more than enough money to repair those bridges, walk away from the sale, and still own the bridges, but they're not taking into consideration the people of Bay City or the travelers through Bay City that go through Bay City on up to their cottages in Caseville and Port Sanilac, Port Huron, all of those areas.
Yeah, but of course there are alternatives. And I'm not. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying here. I'm not defending their actions because I wasn't a part of it. I don't know what their thoughts were. I know that the long-term operation of the bridges they wanted to shed themselves of, but there are alternatives. You don't have to use those bridges.
One of the bridges is going to be torn down.
Well, that's a state bridge, and it's going to be rebuilt by the state.
Yeah, for
Talking
2
about
years.
Lafayette Bridge, right?
Yeah, and it's going to force people to use one of those toll bridges because one bridge cannot handle the traffic.
For those 2 years, that's probably true.
Yeah, and then they also did not negotiate deals for the outlying communities just for services like the townships.
Yeah, but just a minute now. Just a minute now. The county didn't want anything to do with this. Remember that now. The county had no part.
That's because it was,
and all those other communities are part of the county.
But who negotiated the deal, or who gets to go over like the?
But who chose not to be a part of it? Who chose? The county chose not to be a part of it. But yet you want. But now what you're saying? Now listen to me, Craig. Because what you're saying is the county chose not to be a part of it, but they want the benefits.
Well, the county benefits the city all the time.
Well, the city is part of the county.
That's right. And the county oversees a lot of things for the city.
Well, then why didn't they join the Bridge Coalition?
Well, because of the mismanagement would be my guess. The mismanagement of funds, because none of this ever would have happened had they not had they spent the money wisely instead of buying pretty street lamps and all of that stuff that went down through town. And so the bridges.
Well, I'll tell you what. I think at some point here in the near future, I'm going to have Dana Muscat on, so I'll ask her.
That would be great.
Okay,
I'd love to ask her a few questions.
I'll be asking. All right.
Alrighty. Thank you, sir.
Good enough. Thank you.
Have a good day.
Yep, you too. Bye-bye now. All right. That's going to do it for this hour. We'll have an open phone hour next hour, of course.
We can't see tomorrow, but we can hear it. Tomorrow sounds like hydrogen being added to natural gas to make it more sustainable. It sounds like solar panels generating thousands of megawatts. And it sounds like carbon, keeping it out of our atmosphere. We've been bridging to a sustainable energy future for more than 20 years. Because what we do today helps ensure tomorrow is on. Enbridge. Life takes energy.
What's the most important part of a retirement plan?
Income is king because we all need income. And if you don't have an income plan, you don't have a retirement plan.
That's Kevin Ray, financial coach at Insight Folios. Kevin tells his listeners every week about the importance of income planning, minimizing taxes, and strategies to lead a worry-free retirement. Learn all about that and get your own complimentary financial review by calling 888-885-PLAN. That's 888-885-7526.
Finding great people to hire is like trying to find a needle in a haystack. It's pretty difficult, right? Well, ZipRecruiter has mastered finding a needle in a haystack, so they take it to the next level. They make hiring so simple that it's like finding a needle in a needle stack. And that's for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Here's what it's like to use ZipRecruiter. They have so many qualified candidates that it's easier to find the right ones for your roles. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's a lot of needles. So how do they do it? ZipRecruiter's powerful technology sends you candidates who are a great match for your job, and you can even invite your top choices to apply. So if you want less hay and more needles, head to ZipRecruiter.
And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Local news and information for Saginaw, Bay City and Midland, and all of the Great Lakes Bay region. It's not easy or convenient to get unless you get the WSGW newsletter. I'm WSGW News Director Denise Shannon. Every weekday morning, WSGW sends in your local news. It's a newsletter you can get for free in your inbox. Sign up online at WSGW.com, scroll down the homepage, and click on the WSGW newsletter sign-up box.
All right, we will bring this hour to an end and head toward the next hour of Open Phones here on the Art Lewis Show for this Monday, one of the last 2 days in the month of February. And wants to blink because this month just vanished. I mean, it's gone. Unreal. Stick around for the news. We have news from CBS, of course, bringing you up to date on what's happening in the world and the nation. Local report from WSGW on the region and the state. And then we will be back right after the news. Talk to you then.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour. Steel.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. It was like something out of a horror movie in Sublette, Kansas.
Holy cow. What in the world is that?
That driver spooked what looked like a tornado touchdown in front of his car. A record-breaking outbreak has left tens of thousands of customers without power in the Southern Plains. Jody Davis lives in Shawnee, Oklahoma.
They blew the warnings. Then I headed for the cellar. I got in the cellar. I wasn't in there 2 minutes. And then just a real loud noise and stuff started hitting the cellar, just a roaring sound.
More than 138,000 customers in Michigan have begun a fifth day without power after last week's ice storm. An Ohio man serving life in prison for the deadly car ramming at a Unite the Right rally in Virginia in 2017 is in new trouble. Correspondent Scott McFarland.
A CBS News review of Justice Department. Alex Fields is accused of misconduct while serving his life prison sentence, including possessing a dangerous weapon behind bars and threatening a correctional officer. And the feds are trying to seize money from his prison inmate account. They say this figure of the white nationalist movement has been collecting donations from across the country to his prison account.
Advocates are warning food insecurity is about to jump, with pandemic-era SNAP benefits running out for about 30 million people in 32 states this week. Ellen Bollinger at the Food Research and Action Center.
It's going to fall on the hungry people themselves, the SNAP participants who are operating on relatively meager benefits anyway. And when this change happens, the average amount that the SNAP participant gets per day will be about $6.
Good news for renters. CBS's Jim Kursula.
Apartment rents fell in every major metropolitan area in the U.S. over the past 6 months, with new apartments being built at the fastest rate in nearly listing website Apartment List says renters paid a median rent that was more than 3% lower than they would have paid late last summer.
History at last night's SAG Awards. Michelle Yeoh became the first Asian American to win the Best Actress prize for her role in Everything Everywhere All at Once.
We want to be seen, we want to be heard, and tonight you have shown us that it is possible.
The end could be near for a popular comic strip. 7 former Hey, that's my bathroom. Gilbert's distributor has cut ties with creator Scott Adams after several publishers dropped the strip. They called out Adams for labeling a hate group and advising white people to get away. Dow up 258. This is CBS News.
Business owners, General Steel can help save you thousands by owning your own custom-designed buildings. Call 888-98-STEEL or visit GeneralSteel.com.
You never know when a power outage will strike. That means you need a power source you can depend on to keep the lights and other electrical appliances working. That's why you need a Honda generator. Whether you're camping or at home, you'll never be left in the dark with these efficient, reliable sources of power. Rugged Honda engines assure you uninterrupted power. Put an economical, portable Honda generator to work for you, whether it's for recreational use or as a source of emergency standby power. Take charge of any situation and let a powerful friend shed some light on things. Pour on the juice with a quiet, reliable Honda generator. and get the power you need when you need it. Honda generators available now at Wolf Isles, 5818 State Street, Saginaw, where customer service still exists. Open 7 days.
It's the sound of a good deal. That's music to your ears.
For adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing and me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new place. Nothing is every day.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as muscle aches or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, you could achieve 90% clear skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Right, the sky is in 30 degrees at 10:05. Good morning. I'm Michael Bishop. The Saginaw Police Department is concerned with a neighborhood in a bathrobe asking for help last Thursday. Police say the woman, who could be in her teens or early 20s, was seen on a home's Ring doorbell camera in the area of Bond and Porter Streets around 1 a.m. She knocked on the home door asking for help, and then police say she did this at other homes as well before someone called 911. However, police were unable to locate her when they arrived. The woman is white with long brown hair. Police are asking anyone with information about the woman or whereabouts to contact the department or call 911. Applications are being position on the Midland City Center Authority Board, filling an unexpired term to end June 30th, 2026. Center City is a business district located primarily along Saginaw Road from Manor Drive to Patrick Road. The board meets monthly and is responsible for ongoing analysis, short and long-term planning, marketing, event coordination, promotion, and the construction, rehab, and preservation and reconstruction of buildings and facilities within the district. Board members are appointed to 4-year terms by the city manager and confirmed by Midland City Council. To apply, visit cityofmidlandmi.gov/CCA or go to the city clerk's office at Midland City Hall. Applications will be accepted until 5 p.m. March 17th. Events surrounding the life and works of famed poet Theodore Roethke takes place starting March 17th. The Theodore Roethke Poetry and Arts Festival features several activities like a poetry slam, readings, concerts, and more. The festival runs through March 22nd. For more information, visit the Theodore Roethke Poetry and Arts Festival Facebook page. WSGW News Time, 10:07.
Save up to 50% on a hot tub or swim spa at the Hot Tub and Swim Spa Blowout Expo this weekend at Dow Diamond in Midland. Browse the largest display of hot tubs and swim spas in the region. See swim spas in action offering exercise, therapy, and fun all year long. Over 40 spas will be on display from 5 major brands at huge discounts. Financing is available and show admission and parking are free. That's the Hot Tub and Swim Spa Blowout Expo this weekend at Dow Diamond in Midland. Visit spashow.com. That's spashow.com.
Welcome to retirement. Now, replace your paycheck. To local financial. This is what retirement planning is all about.
Building monthly paychecks. And how you build those monthly paychecks is going to determine how well in retirement you're going to enjoy it. So sit down and build a good framework, and it starts with income.
So build your framework with Kevin and the team at Insight Folios today by calling 888-885-PLAN. That's 888-885-7526.
WSGW News Time, 10:08. The weather forecast is coming up. Michigan State universities will gather at the Capitol this afternoon and call for lawmakers to take action on gun violence. That comes 2 weeks after the mass shooting on campus. Clarissa Mata is one of the students organizing the rally, who says one of its purposes is to show lawmakers that students don't plan to stop fighting for change, even as time goes on following the shooting. She says another purpose of the rally is to provide a space for students to gather as a community and heal together following the shooting. Metro Detroit over the weekend to rally against toxic waste being sent to Michigan. Members of the conservative coalition protested in Romulus against more vinyl chloride chemicals from the train derailment in Ohio entering the state. It was discovered late Friday more than 100,000 gallons had already been shipped to the state unknowingly, according to state representatives. Wayne County resident and vice chair of the Wayne 12th Congressional District, Stephanie Butler, calls for accountability from Governor Whitmer, the EPA, and the Biden administration.
Our infrastructure is so poor. When it rains, we all flood. The water all comes up. So are you telling me that none of this stuff is going to seep up through the soils and it's not going to come out of the, the ground grates and it's not going to spread? Flint, what a crisis and disaster that was. And all these years later, nobody was held accountable.
Butler saying that they also call regulations on hazardous waste dumping and increased penalties. A man who insisted he was wrongly convicted has been released from a Michigan prison after nearly 21 years. Jeff Titus was freed from a life sentence after state authorities acknowledged an Ohio serial killer could have been the person who killed 2 deer hunters in 1990 in Kalamazoo County. Titus has long claimed his innocence. He says he's now in a state of shock. Michigan authorities requested that he be freed, saying his rights were violated at his trial in 2002 because his lawyer was never informed. Investigators had gathered strong evidence earlier against Thomas Dillon, who was never charged in Michigan. WSGW News Time 1010, I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. A winter weather advisory is in effect for the forecast area. We'll see a few scattered snow showers here for today, then a better chance for snow and freezing rain mixing here late. Total daytime accumulation of 1 to 3 inches here possible. Cloudy sky conditions a high. Winds out of the east increased around 15 to 20 miles per hour, gusting as high as 35. Tonight a chance for rain showers early on, cloudy, and temperatures holding steady. Tuesday, skies become mostly sunny, cloudy, high 39 degrees. Wednesday, a slight chance for rain showers, cloudy, we'll see high around 39. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Currently, it's 26.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions. From around your block to around the world, the Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com. The Art Lewis Show is presented by Westside Decorating Center.
And we thank Westside Decorating Center for their sponsorship. They're located at 5789 State Street in Saginaw. Beautiful expanded showroom. Now they're carrying countertops as well as all your other home decorating products. So stop in and visit them at Westside Decorating Center. Open phones for this hour, 989-752-6111. I want to read a bit of prose to you this morning. As many of you know, if you've listened for any length of time, this has been a difficult year for me, to say the least. My wife passed away in January, and I celebrated my 80th birthday in February 5th. And a neighbor down the road, Fran, dropped off a birthday card, very nice of her. But in the card was this poem. And it's kind of unique. And I thought, well, maybe I'm going to read this. And I hope with Jan's approval. But it's kind of it's a nifty little thought. And it goes like this. Today, dear Lord, I'm 80. And there's much I haven't done. I hope, dear Lord, you let me live until I'm 81. But then if I haven't finished all I want to do, would you let me stay a while until I'm 82? So many places I want to go, so very much to see. Do you think you could manage to make it 83? The world is changing very fast. There's so much in store. I'd like it very much to live until I'm 84. And if by then I'm still alive, I'd like to stay till 85. More planes will be up in the air, so I'd really like to stick and see what happens to the world when I'm 86. I know, dear Lord, it's much to ask, and it must be nice in heaven, but I'd really like to stay until I'm 87. I know by then I won't be fast, and sometimes will be late, but it would be so pleasant to be around at 88. I will have seen so many things and had a wonderful time, so I'm sure that I'd be willing to leave at 89. Maybe. Fred, thank you, dear. It's very, very nice. So, you think about it. Actually, I try not to think about it. To tell you the truth, age to me has always been a number, just a number. It's how you feel. It's how your body reacts. We talked about this the other day. What's called subjective age. You may be 60, 70, 80, whatever your age is, but your mind tells you you're younger, and that's called a subjective age. And my subjective age is all over the place. I can tell you that. Anyhow, just thought I'd pass that along. Very, very nice thoughts, and I appreciated it. Carl is in Saginaw, so we'll say good morning to Carl.
Good morning, old man. I was afraid there were going to be like 10 more verses of that poem.
Well, I don't know. It said 89 is the end. I'm not sure I want that. I have to think about it.
Well, I'm sure it goes through 91, 92, 93.
Probably could, I imagine.
But anyway. All right. Last week we talked about Dominion News.
Yeah.
How Fox is spreading conspiracy theories. And then you had your caller, Scott, call in and say, he doesn't have any trust in the voting system. He's not going to vote anymore, which tells me that these lies have an effect on people.
No, he's not going to vote because of that. He doesn't like the candidates.
Oh, I thought he just didn't trust the system.
Well, it's with him. I think it's a combination. I think it's fair to say it's a combination.
Okay, well,
but listen, you and I both know there are a lot of people who buy into the conspiracy theories, and there are a lot of people who don't. You're never going to stop it. You're never going to stop it. It's always going to be there, and people seek out what they themselves believe. And a lot of times don't want to hear the other side. Listen, and I have to tell you, it's one of the reasons that national talk radio became so popular, because conservatives felt for many, many, many years that their voices weren't heard. And all of a sudden, the Rush Limbaugh comes along and others, and now they have a place to turn because they're hearing what they want to hear. And is that any different? Is that any different from any other political or religious or you name it point of view?
Yes, but do they understand that they're in the minority?
No, they understand.
On the far
they don't think so. They understand.
On the far right.
They
understand.
I don't know. Are people on the far left in the minority?
Yes, on the far left, they are in the minority.
Okay, fair enough.
But these people, you've talked about the beauty of this country is that we're free to believe in God in whatever shape, or not even to believe in God. That's the beauty of our country.
Absolutely.
For people who do not agree with you on that, they think they know exactly what the truth is,
and they're free to believe that.
Everybody else is wrong,
and they're free to believe that, aren't they?
They are free, but they want to force that down our neck.
Well, they can't.
They're not happy enough. Just like Errol was talking about these Bible thumpers, they're not happy. They want to make the whole world believe what they believe.
Yeah. Oh, I understand that, but they're not successful at it, are they? As a matter of fact, if anything, they're losing, because this country is moving away from organized religion, moving away from God. I don't think that's a good thing, but that's what's happening.
Well, this may be part of the reason is the extremists on the right. You know, it might be part of the reason it's driving people away.
Oh, so not the extremists on the left?
Well, you know, in the Michigan Republican Party, you know, young people are not responding to the way the Republican Party is going.
Well, then the Republican Party has to deal with that, don't they?
Yes.
So
And-
2 years from now, if 2 years from now, if they win back the legislature, what do you say?
I'd say the public is fickle, and
In other words, you didn't win.
And swings one way or the other.
Well, it is, and it always has been throughout history.
Yes,
that's historical.
Especially in Michigan, we're a swing state, and we tend to swing from one side to the.
That's exactly
we
right.
Give one party, we give one party a term or two in office, and if they don't fix everything, then we vote in the other guy.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, the exception
And-
was this past. I mean, the Republicans controlled the legislature for a long time. It wasn't just a term or two.
No, that's right. 40 years.
Yeah, so that kind of blew the theory.
Well, that's
but
true.
it just took longer to do it. I mean, you know, and it's the political winds blow from different directions. And the American public, you are right, are fickle when it comes to elections. And if they don't like the way things are happening, eventually, they make a change. But sometimes it takes a while.
But it just seems like the Republican Party is catering to a smaller and smaller hardcore base. You know, they're doubling down on.
Well,
they're not reaching out, trying to increase the party. It doesn't seem.
Well,
They're
I listen.
doubling
You're
down on
looking
their
at it from outside the party. I don't think that's true.
Well,
now I'll tell you what is true. What is true? Donald Trump shook things up, and Donald Trump has a solid following, but that following is diminishing. He is below 50% of the people in the party that want to see him run again. And I think that what it's going to take for the Republican Party, I'm not, you know, I can't speak for either party. I'm not registered for either of them. But it's going to take the Republican Party, I think the same thing that it took the Democrats when Obama was elected. He was charismatic. He spoke well. And people responded to him. I think what's going to happen in the Republican Party is that person will come along, whether it's out there right now or whether it's in the future. There'll be another character, personal character that comes along that the Republicans respond to. I think it's, you know, it's historic. Nothing unusual, nothing new about it.
But I think Art, in the short term, I'd still put my money on Trump for the next election.
Well, I'm not discounting him, but his chances are diminishing.
Well, that could be.
I think it's going to depend on what happens with how many people splinter the party in the primary.
I don't see that charismatic candidate right now in the field.
Well,
and I don't think DeSantis is very charismatic.
No, but he may have the leadership qualities those folks are looking for. So we'll find out. All right.
Yes, we will.
Gotta go. Art. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Susan, hang on. We'll get to you next, right after the break here on the Art Lewis Show.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, risankizumab Briza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing and me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new plan. Nothing is every day.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently.
With Skyrizi, you could achieve 90% clear skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. Divorce can be complicated, especially if children are involved. If you're a father and want to protect your role in your children's lives, remember Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men with matters like these for 30 years, and we'd love to help you.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Detroit area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com.
I'm Charles Payne, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Wall Street saw a sell-off at the open with the Dow down more than 300 points after a hotter than expected reading on inflation. PCE index rose 5.4% in the year ending in January. The core PCE, excluding food and energy, rose 4.7%. Consumer spending was up 1.8% last month. The increase reflects a rebound in auto sales. Boeing shares opened down 4%. It needs to document to the FAA that it fixed an issue with the fuselage in its 787 Dreamliner. Plant-based protein company Beyond Meat is reporting a better than expected holiday quarter. Beyond Meat saw its loss narrow and its shares opened up 13.5%. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
It's Jesse Kelly here. I can't afford to lose 30% of my 401k or IRA again, and I'm assuming you can't either. Call Oxford Gold. Securing your IRA or 401k with real gold and protection plan, and Oxford Gold has made it easy as 1, 2, 3. One app, one call, and you pick your precious metals. That's it. You now own precious metals. Call Oxford Gold today to learn more about the 1, 2, 3 protection plan. 833-404-GOLD. 833-404-GOLD.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Attention. Per the current government mandate, U.S.-based insurers are now required to cover at-home COVID testing kits with no out-of-pocket fees to you. If you have a current insurance plan, you are eligible to receive up to 8 COVID-19 tests shipped to you each month absolutely. As the government mandate is in effect, just visit testkitforfree.com to register now from the comfort of your own home. That's testkitforfree.com to receive your tests shipped to you at no cost. Go to testkitforfree.com today. Paid for by T Euro Health.
Your WSGW morning team.
As the Detroit Tigers baseball broadcast returned to WSW 790, of course. Their 56th consecutive year. Sounded good. And they won. It was nice to have the voices of spring on the radio. And we look forward to more preseason games as we are able.
I was just thinking the other day with this snowstorm coming in today again, I wouldn't mind reporting from Lakeland. We were looking at the weather down there. It's supposed to be in the low 80s.
Yeah. Our on-scene correspondent she says she's there for the Tigers, but we know why she's really in Lakeland, Florida. That's right. To get away from the snow.
Oh, but look at that. So it's just so boring. 80 degrees down there.
Oh, that's not boring.
Look at this. You're going to get some sleet, some snow, some wind. This is fun. This
sunshine,
is fun.
warm weather.
Well, and this is always a fun time of year, the late winter, early spring. Never know exactly what you're going to get. To bring it back home, we've got Tigers baseball.
It's spring on your radio. And the Tigers play, right?
Charlie, Denise, and Pat, your morning team. 5:30 to 9 on WSGW.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robbins show. Well, it's hard to make sense of things and it's hard to laugh, but we'll try to do both. We'll give it a shot anyway.
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back here on WSGW. Art Lewis Show for this Monday, the 27th day of February. Susan is in Bay City, so we'll say good morning to Susan.
Morning, Art. Good to listen to you. Couple of things that were on my mind from I listened on Friday also, and we said this morning, and how in the world are people coming up with these that everything is rosy? And I go back to the fact that it's totally uninformed people who are buying into any lies or theories that they hear over and over and over. And I actually had a couple of quick examples from listening to your show. And of course, poor Carl comes into play here. When he was in the snit over President Trump not being arrested and thrown out of office for the Russian collusion, and I don't know where he missed it, but that was all a big hoax. It was a big lie. And over. And then we were discussing on your program about the abortion issue, and Carl had came on and said he was voting for it, and you told him to go read the actual language of the bill and that he should come back because you felt if he read the language, he would then see the negatives in it. And actually, I went off and read it too, and it was plain as a nose on my face. It was an awful bill. And Carl, God love him, came back and said that he read the whole thing, didn't understand it. It was all Greek to him, but he was going to vote for it anyway.
Well, Susan, here's what's interesting. From the left's perspective, everybody on the right is uninformed because they just follow along like sheep. From the right's perspective, everybody on the left is uninformed because they believe in all the things the left are saying. Who's uninformed?
Well,
everybody.
The uninformed, really, but the uninformed are people that they feel that they're informed because they're listening to CNN on a regular basis. And then, the Democrats have been taken over with this woke agenda. And the professors are feeding this to all the kids and all the students and all the college-age people.
Well, all is a big word. It's not. Understand, all is a big word. You're including everybody,
but
and that's not true. But here's the reality. The reality is, the Democrats are listening to everybody on CNN on the left. And the Republicans are doing just the same thing on Fox. Because you tend to go where you hear what you believe. Is that not true? Is that not true?
With all our censorship, we've lost One American News. They've took off Newsmax, which I'm waiting. If it doesn't come back on, I'm switching. AT&T is going to be gone. Disney is woke. All these companies that are basically, they were the backbone of America. These companies were true blue American companies, and now they all have the Chinese agenda going to play also. And it's just, you can see, we have censorship. Our doctors are being stifled. You can see what with the shots and the mandates, and we are becoming a communist country. And I had no,
I'm not going to let you get away with that. No. You're not even close. We're not even close to that. Come on now. I mean, we stand up and oppose a lot of the progressive agenda, which is socialist. We're not even close to communist. Come on now.
Well, Bernie Sanders.
What happens is, but Bernie Sanders is not. Bernie Sanders is not running the country, and he hasn't gotten his way on a lot of things.
He had an hour with.
Well, so what?
The other day, Yes, but listen now. I mean, because now he wants to. They keep saying that the Republicans want to take away Social Security. Well, holy moly! This whole article with Bernie Sanders and the Social Security, he's trying to basically change everything once again. He's got all these new bills where it used to be if you paid into Social Security $160,200. You then had made your fair share. And of course, they're changing that now. And what about the fact that Biden wasn't going to raise any of taxes for the poor people? And
yeah, I understand all that. And what I would tell you is don't vote for him if he runs.
Well, I know, and it's lies, but how much I keep hoping that by the time we get the country back, we still know what it is, because I don't know. I just keep seeing things, and they just keep spoon feeding everything. And we just keep getting more people across the borders, and I
understand all the problems. All the problems. So what I'm telling you is the American people have always, when they get fed up, vote for a change. That's what's going to have to happen.
You know, it's funny because I watch, of course, I think everybody's watching Yellowstone, and I always look at the Duttons as well, it's a good show. But I always look at the Duttons as the Republicans and all the evil people as the Democrats. I have a feeling
because that's the way you look at it, and that's fine.
Yeah, well, it just kind of puts some things into perspective, and that's all we got to do. So thanks for your program and your time. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Susan. Bye-bye now. All right, let's move on to Joe in Saginaw. Joe, good morning to you.
Good morning, Art.
Good morning.
Wanted you to know that my head's made up. Don't confuse me with the facts.
I'll promise not to do that.
One of my most valuable experiences in my life was back in high school. You know, we were in a debate club, and the head of it would give us a subject to which we would research for a week, and then we would debate it, you know,
right,
from one side. Then the following week, we had to take the same subject, the other side, research it, and then debate it from the other side, you know, which I thought was a very valuable. And, you know, the other thing that I wondered was, how many people have read the Communist Manifesto? You know, it's not a bad system. Basically, the Communist Manifesto says that those who have should give some of what they have, and those who have not should get what they need. And basically, that's the main.
Well, isn't that basically what we do in this country?
Well, yes, but the thing is,
but we don't do it to the extent they do, and we don't do it under total government control.
But the thing is that communism has been taken over by autocrats various places around the world.
Yeah.
And so communism has a bad name because of the autocrats that took it over. And, you know,
but that's communism today. That's the way we view it.
Well, yes, but it's not the communism that Engels and so forth, you know, originally saw. So I think it'd be interesting if more people would, before they, you know, claim communism is so terrible, they'd read the manifesto.
All right.
So anyhow, that's enough for the morning.
Good enough. Take care, Joe.
Day.
You too. Bye-bye now.
Bye now.
All right, we'll take a break, come back, more calls ahead. It's the Art Lewis Show.
Hey! Hey, guys! Hey! Come check out our store. Ooh, watch this fancy footwork. Woo! Hey, come check out our store. It's really cool.
Hey, let's just say there's a better way to get noticed. Brothers Designs is your one-stop destination for all of your graphic design needs. Business logos, signage, vehicle wraps, posters, business cards, uniforms and apparel, and more. If you want to turn heads and increase business, let's talk. Online at brothersdesignsmi.com. Brothers Designs, get noticed.
RocketGrabPlus.com. This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is from Branham's Jewelry.
in West Branch. You are going to get half off of a $50 gift certificate. For over 50 years, Branham's Jewelry has been one of the most trusted names for jewelry in Northeast Michigan. Shop now and find that perfect gift for your loved one. You're getting a $50 gift certificate for only $25. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now to snag your deal.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
At Fisher Investments, our clients know we have their backs.
How do your clients know that?
Because Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, the highest standard for a financial advisor. It means we're there for our clients and always put their interests first.
So wait, you do it because you have to?
No, we do it because it's the right thing to do. Our clients trust us with their retirement savings, and we know how important that responsibility is. So we take the time to really get to know them. We make sure we understand their unique goals, finances, health, family, and lifestyle so we can tailor their portfolio to their specific needs. Our goal is to help them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Sounds like a big responsibility. You must make big commissions then, right?
No, we don't sell commission-based products. We have one single transparent fee that's structured so we do better when our clients do better. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you are switching to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly different money management.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
You might get wireless data everywhere, but do you have to use it all the time? If that's not really you, there's TracFone. You can get the same nationwide 5G coverage as big carriers, but you pick a plan that you need for a lot less. Unlimited talk and text plans start at $15 a month, no contract. And now you can get the Samsung Galaxy A03s for just $49.99. TracFone. Now you're in control. While supplies last. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
Inflation is nothing more than legalized theft. Hi, I'm Dr. Ron Paul, and to preserve your wealth, I highly recommend keeping physical gold in your retirement account. To learn more, text the word safeguard to 989898 to get a free info kit on gold IRAs from Birch Gold, which is the only gold IRA company I trust. So text safeguard to 989898 to request your free info kit right now.
You might get wireless data everywhere, but do you have to use it all the time? If that's not really you, there's TracFone. You can get the same nationwide 5G coverage as big carriers, but you pick a plan that you need for a lot less. Unlimited talk and text plans start at $15 a month, no contract. And now you can get the Samsung Galaxy A03s for just $49.99. TracFone. Now you're in control. While supplies last long. Capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity during tax season because so much sensitive info is all together.
Before we start the annual meeting of Sean's personal info, has anyone seen Social Security number?
Not me.
Nope. Oh no, he's been stolen.
LifeLock by Norton makes it easy to help protect yourself. If you become a victim, we'll work to fix it. No one can monitor all transactions, but you can save up to 25% off your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Identity theft protection starts here.
The WSGW Morning Team.
Your WSGW online poll about tracking the Tigers all season long. Baseball season fast approaching. Preseason time now. Opening day, March 30th. And WSGW is proud to be your home for Tigers baseball for 56th consecutive season. Man,
nice.
That's a lot of seasons. And best of all, of course, with WSGW, it's free to listen. Yet we know some fans will pay to watch the Tigers on TV.
If Bally's goes under and Major League Baseball picks up the coverage, I think streaming will start to skyrocket.
So our poll question for you is this. How do you plan to track the Tigers all season long? Will you mostly be listening to radio with WSGW? Mostly watching TV? Mostly using a streaming device? Or using both your radio and TV? How will you track the Tigers? We want to know. Head to the poll box at WSGW.com. You scroll down the homepage and you can make your vote. That's right.
Charlie, Denise, and Pat, your morning team, 5:30 to 9 on WSGW. Thank you for being with 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW in the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios.
All right, we're back with you here at WSGW. Back to our phones. Mark is in Maryland. Mark, good morning.
Good morning, Art. How are you, sir?
We're fine, thank you.
Hey, from time to time, I'll look at my budget and review my receipts and stuff like that, and maybe find a discrepancy here and there so I can fix it. But my concern is we spent $100 and some billion over in Ukraine so far. No receipts, nobody's looking at anything, and that's a lot of bullets and rifles for $100 and some billion. And I think that's what the Republicans are asking for, is not that we don't want to support, but that's a lot of money, and it's just going unbridled when you got a president that in the night of dark goes over there and gives, was it $500 million more funding? And it's just every time we turn around, and I know you said Congress authorized the spending, but don't they have to do that every time, or is it just a one-time open?
No, they may have
authorized.
They may have authorized the general amount to which he's drawing from. I'm not positive, but I do agree that there should be an accounting. I don't think we should just hand that out and say, "Here you are. How was it used? Right. Where did it go?" Particularly because the Ukraine has had a reputation for corruption for a long time.
Exactly.
They did clean house recently, and I give Zelensky credit for that. But you still, it leaves a little gnawing nerve in the back of your brain going, what's going on with that money? You really want to know. Right. Now, most of it has been in hard goods. So it's hard to say that was, siphoned off someplace, because a tank's a tank, a gun's a gun, a rocket's a rocket. Doesn't go in somebody's pocket. But
and don't forget, a lobbyist is a lobbyist.
And a lobbyist is a lobbyist. Yeah, but I do think there needs to be an accounting. I do think that we need to keep track of what we give, not only to Ukraine but every place else in the world.
Right. So being closer to home now, we're $80 checks that are supposed to be distributed because we have a surplus. But you had a guest on the other day that was looking to revamp heritage schools or do reconstruction, and he got to a point where he says, and there's money in there for an HVAC system. Now, I don't know if your microphone cut out or what, but you got awful quiet, and I think you were in disbelief that wasn't the ARPA money supposed to be used to upgrade all the HVAC systems in the state of Michigan?
No, and first of all, I was in disbelief that the schools weren't air conditioned. I thought they were. They don't have an HVAC system to update. They didn't have one. Heating, but no air conditioning.
Right, but I thought that's what that ARPA money was supposed to go for.
No, ARPA money was. Let's separate this. ARPA money was given to communities as a block grant, if you will, a block form. The communities then had so much time to decide how they're going to spend the ARPA money. It didn't come with dictations. It came with prohibitions, but it didn't come with dictations.
But you guys, I heard on the radio several times throughout the pandemic that says there's money for HVAC upgrades, so kids can go back to school, because that's why they were shut down.
That was part of
the filters.
That was part of the infrastructure package, and I don't think it would have been near enough to do the township schools that don't have any to start with.
Well, don't you think the $5 billion or $500 million or whatever the surplus is in the state of Michigan, instead of bringing people out of poverty for $180, which I don't know if that's going to work or not, but wouldn't that money be best used towards schools, since that's what we always hear about is the children in the schools?
Yeah, so forth. Call your representative and convince them that's how they spend it. See what happens.
Okay.
Good. All right. There we go. You got the idea.
Sure.
All right.
All right. Well, you have a great day.
Thanks. You too.
Yep.
And let's go out to Caro this morning and talk to Bill out in the Thumb. Bill, good morning.
Good morning, Art.
Morning.
What a show. What a show. My goodness.
That's why I love doing it.
I don't know if I can take all this heat or not. I'm an old man. My God. You do it. I don't give out a lot of compliments unless I'm really sure that what I say is the truth. You do a hell of a good job at what you do there, sir.
Oh, I appreciate that.
God bless you.
Well, I have to tell you, it's one of the reasons I still do it. I mean, I'm 80 years old. I don't have to work, but I'm doing it because I really want to do it, and I need purpose. And this is purpose. And I've said this throughout my entire career. The most fun I can have doing this is on open shows where I don't know what the conversation's going to be. That to me is more fun than anything I can think of on the radio. And to be honest, it's selfish.
I can understand that. It keeps you on your toes.
Exactly. You know? Exactly.
Yeah. Anyway,
I'm not the sharp, and I got to tell you, I'm not the sharpest tack in the room. There are many people a lot smarter than I am.
There's another way to look at that besides a person's IQ. It's being able to, what I hear anyway, handle the public without them knowing really they're being handled, and doing it gentle enough to not pissing too many people off. You're good at that.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
They talk about money being spent, and I've never heard what it cost us. I've always thought that was one of the biggest failures this country made, was what happened over in Afghanistan.
Oh yeah.
I looked it up at Google, and what do you think that thing cost us in the 10 years we were there?
I have no idea. Billions.
$3 trillion.
Yeah, I believe it.
$3.
Yeah,
and if I'm right, there was two different types of government that were.
Yeah, there's two sides to that. Let me end with this, Bill. There's two sides to that. All right. The first side is, should we have gone to Afghanistan? Well, after 9/11 and what we were trying to achieve and strike back at the people who did it to us, probably we should have gone. Did we need to be there as long as we were because we weren't going to change governments? That system has been there for thousands of years. We're not going to change it. We probably should have got out a lot. We probably should have got out a lot sooner than we did.
How many countries have went there before us? And the same results?
Absolutely, same results. Yep. So
and we hear, I hear a lot of people talking about Christianity, and I even heard portions of the Bible read today. As what I believe Christianity is, it's taken a lot of years to come to this conclusion. It's a program, listen up, gang, it's a program of attraction, not promotion. Have a great day, Art.
Hey, thanks. Take care. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
All right, we'll take a break here, and then we will get to Dwayne and Reese when we return after these notes.
Come together and enjoy the greatest Beatles tribute concert ever. With Rain, a tribute to the Beatles. From Ed Sullivan to the rooftop concert. Rain, a tribute to the Beatles. Tuesday, July 18th at Jolt Credit Union Event Park. Tickets on sale Friday morning at 10 at Ticketmaster.com. Produced by Pepper Entertainment.
EasyCater presents We've Got Your Back, Up Singers.
Backup singers. So right before this important meeting, I get a text from EasyCater that the restaurant lost power.
No electricity.
And I'm like, are you kidding me?
She said sarcastically.
But EasyCater was like, don't worry.
No sweat.
They got another restaurant to fill the whole order.
The whole order.
And I was like, are you kidding me? But in a good way.
Inflection is everything.
Problem with your order? EasyCater has your back with over 100,000 restaurants.
EasyCater.
Order 24/7 on EasyCater.com.
We got your back.
My friend and I are taking a trip to Mexico this year, but neither of us speak Spanish. So we downloaded Babbel and started learning Spanish fast.
Want to start getting conversational in another language in as little as 3 weeks? Babbel's quick 10-minute lessons were designed by language experts to be the most efficient and effective way to learn a new language.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿De dónde eres?
¿De dónde eres?
Babbel's interactive lessons are created by real language teachers and voiced by real native speakers using a modern conversation-based method. So in no time, you can start speaking confidently about real-life topics in another language.
Nosotras vamos a México en 2 días y ahora hablamos español. Gracias, Babbel. Sí, muchas gracias.
Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Just go to Babbel.com. Learning a new language today. That's Babbel.com. BABBEL.com.
At Fisher Investments, our clients know we have their backs.
How do your clients know that?
Because Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, the highest standard for a financial advisor. It means we're there for our clients and always put their interests first.
So wait, you do it because you have to?
No, we do it because it's the right thing to do. Our clients trust us with their retirement savings, and we know how important that responsibility is. So we take the time to really get to know them.
Get to know them how?
We make sure we understand their unique goals, finances, health, family, and lifestyle so we can tailor their portfolio to their specific needs. Our goal is to help them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Sounds like a big responsibility. You must make big commissions then, right?
No, we don't sell commission-based products. We have one single transparent fee that's structured so we do better when our clients do better. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you are switching to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly different money management.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
The Venture X card from Capital One gives you premium travel benefits, perfect for seeing Taylor Swift The Eras Tour. Presented by Capital One. Oh, I do love her. Earn 5 times miles on flights and 10 times miles on hotels through Capital One Travel.
Enjoy your stay in Suite 13.
Whoa, 13? That's Taylor's lucky number. The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
The Tigers play all season long on WSGW.
That ball is gone. A home run. Javi Baez drills a line drive. On the run, Riley Green. He's going to dive and make another great catch. Riley Green does it again.
Listen on select weekends for special spring training broadcasts during March. Then, starting opening day, March 30th, the Tigers are all season long on 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show, and Dwayne is in Reese, so that's where we go next. Dwayne, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I heard this morning on the early show or the morning show, they're changing the program time to something like Tom
Sullivan's moving up an hour.
All right. Well, there'll be a 6 o'clock news.
There'll be probably a 6 o'clock news at the top of the hour, but it won't be the hour-long news that we used to have.
Oh, no, it never is. It's usually for maybe 15, 20 minutes. Then about 6:20, 6:30, you usually got Terry Henney on.
Terry Henney's still going to be on. So there'll be a news block. There'll be just the network news at the top of the hour, Tom Sullivan, and Henney will probably be on at the bottom of the hour break near where he was before.
Oh, okay.
So he's still there.
Because, how about, all right, so you won't have Sean Hannity in there for 15 minutes. That used to be from 6:30 to 6:45.
I don't believe so. Because if Sullivan.
No, not Sean Hannity. In fact, I'm not. Bill O'Reilly.
Yeah, no, I don't know what they're gonna do with that. I haven't heard. I mean, I have to be honest with you. The first I heard of it was this morning when Charlie said something about it.
Like me.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm as much in the dark as you are about it. Terry Henney will be on at the bottom of the hour break. Okay.
Bill O'Reilly's always got those. This is something.
Here's what they're telling me. Terry will be on at the bottom of the hour break and no more Bill at the bottom.
Oh.
And Sullivan will be on from 6 to 9 p.m. So there you go. That's the details. That's all I know, and I know the same thing you know now.
Bill O'Reilly, here's something you may not know. And a lot of times that's very interesting.
Yep, gotcha. I'll pass that on.
Oh.
All right.
Okay.
Good enough.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Goodbye.
Yep. Bye-bye now. And let me see. Tim in Saginaw Township probably have very little time, Tim. Go ahead real quick.
Two things.
Real quick.
One, Social Security, not Social Security. When you do your taxes, you get a standard deduction. And for 2 years, they've been allowing you to have a $300 charitable deduction without having to itemize. Did they get rid of that?
15 seconds. I don't know if that's part of the standard deduction or not.
They have it different. And are you guys going to have tiger schedules at the station there to give out?
Eventually, I imagine. And I got to run because I'm out of time. We'll talk more about that later.
A new year and another crop.
It's time to get more bushels for less. It's time to fight back with Meristem Crop Performance and Spring Applied Excavator. Excavator, powered by Microbialize, breaks residue down fast, unleashing big nutrients for your next crop. Research shows yield increases of 4 to 9 bushels per acre, depending on your operation. Fight back with the right tools, like Excavator from Meristem Crop Performance. Find your local dealer at meristemag.com.
Are you looking for a place that will satisfy the food cravings of the entire family? Look no further. The Lumberjack Restaurant of West Branch will do just that. Sure to enjoy the food and company, all while getting a pure, up-north dining experience. The home-style cooking is sure to have you coming back for more. With an array of entrees, burgers, omelets, desserts, and more, it's certain that there's something for everyone to love. So head up north to the Lumberjack Restaurant of West Branch, exit 212, I-75.
Finding great people to hire is like trying to find a needle in a haystack. It's pretty difficult, right? Well, ZipRecruiter has mastered finding a needle in a haystack, so they take it to the next level. They make hiring so simple that it's like finding a needle in a needle stack. And that's why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com. What it's like to use ZipRecruiter. They have so many qualified candidates that it's easier to find the right ones for your roles. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's a lot of needles. So how do they do it? ZipRecruiter's powerful technology sends you candidates who are a great match for your job, and you can even invite your top choices to apply. So if you want less hay and more needles, head to ZipRecruiter.
And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free.
All right, the news is next on WSW. From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studio.
live and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com. Focus is presented by RoofMax. That's RoofMax with 2 X's.
And a good morning. Welcome to another edition of Focus on WSGW. As you heard, brought to you by RoofMax, the safe, affordable, easy alternative to asphalt shingle roof replacement. Find out about it at getroofmax.com or call Ben at 989-859-6751. RoofMax with 2 X's. We're going to continue the open phone format for the remainder of Focus today, right down to the bottom of the hour till we check in with Baird and Company. No guests, so we'll just continue. And if you didn't have a chance to get in during the regular program, 989-752-6111 will put you in touch. I do not follow the awards shows just because I don't want to hear all the political dribble and everything else that comes out of them. But I am interested this year in the SAG Awards, which were just handed out. And to show you the change in the way we view these things, it was no longer on what we call primetime television, the main national networks, NBC, CBS, ABC, Fox, so forth. It was on the Netflix YouTube channel. So I don't know how many viewers they got, but there are big stories about it today because the winning film, which cleaned up and dominated the SAG Awards, which are often previews of what happens at the Oscars, was a film called Everything Everywhere All at Once. It is kind of a madcap multiverse tale featuring many very fine Asian actors who have been around for a long time, kind of broke the barriers in getting Asians into the movies, and one non-Chinese by the name of Jamie Lee Curtis. I am, and she won an award. I am curious about this movie. It has caught my attention. I don't know much about it, but it certainly has captured the attention. So, who knows? It's going to be interesting seeing what happens at the Oscars. I probably won't watch. I'll read about it the next day. And as always, we will make our prediction.
Video DVD disc of it and checked it out. My sister watched it and I happened to grab it thinking it was an okay movie. Very hard to follow. A lot of flashbacks to going different ways. They go back into like a time thing and make some changes, and then something else happens, and it's a crazy movie.
Well, they say it's madcap.
Yeah, it's very
apparently good enough to win awards, though.
Oh yeah, it's It is very hard to follow. I watch some of the British Doctor Who and Monty Python and things like that, and those kind of made some sense. This thing is crazy. I mean, it just is. It's madcap. That's an egg. No, but it's going to be very hard to follow when you watch it. You may have to watch it more than once. When you get done with it, you're going to feel like there's 2 hours I'll never get back, or 4 hours I'll never get back.
Well, I'm confused because it's focused on the Asian community. What was Jamie Lee Curtis's role?
I don't remember what I think she was involved in tax. I think she was some kind of a tax person. There was something about they couldn't pay taxes. They were running a laundromat, and they were doing some crazy things. And there's towards the end, there's a couple of rocks that are on a. It looks like one of the like the Grand Canyon or something like that. Yeah. One of those canyon type deals, and their rocks they're moving around, and one rock moves closer, and the other one rock, there's some thought bubbles or speaking bubbles.
Don't spoil the ending for me.
No, it's crazy to follow it, though. All
right. I'll look at it. One rock
decides to go over the edge, and I didn't understand hardly any of it. It's just a nutty movie.
Well, I'll have to watch and just see, and now I'm curious. All right, Al.
You can probably find a movie version to watch for free. I don't know if the Gracie Dell Library lends to Saginaw Township, but some of the libraries do go outside the community and provide loans.
I'll look around.
And it doesn't cost anything from the Gracie Dell Library to rent a DVD anymore.
I got to take a break, Al.
Yep.
All right.
Have a good morning.
Talk to you later. Take care. Bye-bye now. All right, we'll be back.
Throughout the growing season, you're tasked with making tough choices, starting with the seed, reading all that trial data. You even have your neighbors weigh in. And when you do plant that smart decision, how you'll protect it, well, that's an easy choice. The soybean herbicide portfolio from Corteva Agriscience. With products like Sonic Herbicide, you'll be complementing your Enlist system with the soybean residual protection that'll tackle the toughest weed challenges all season long. See how a program approach can help you protect every acre at Corteva.us.
Hi, it's Steve Mann. Have you heard the commercials for the Mark Patrick Stop Smoking seminars? And they said only $49.99. So I thought, that's not even a week's worth of smoking. So I went. And guess what? It did work for me. You know, my friends and family are still amazed. I quit smoking. I didn't have cravings, anxiety, or weight gain. Listen, I don't know how it works, but I know it works because I'm living proof, and it's 100% guaranteed. So what do you got to lose? I'll tell you what you got to lose. A very bad habit.
Join Mark Patrick seminars and stop smoking now without cravings, irritability, weight gain, or your money back. Only $49.99 guaranteed. Hypnosis designed to work without anxiety, irritability, or weight gain. For only $49.99, become a non-smoker. That's right. At the Bay Valley Resort and Conference Center in Bay City. Stop smoking seminar at 2 p.m. Weight loss seminar, 11 a.m. Sign up at markpatrickseminars.com.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Haley, quote, Navage is the best thing I've bought. I love it. My nose feels so clear now and I can breathe. I've been struggling with a stuffy nose for weeks. I bought Navage and it's amazing. Or this one. I use Navage every in life without it. I have 5 cats, and before I found Navage, I was a clogged mess. Now I breathe so much better, unquote. Those are 2 of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
There are so many reasons to get hooked on Church's 8-piece shrimp meal. It's dippable, crunchable, downright irresistible, and it starts at $5.99. The only catch, it's only here for Church's Texas Chicken. Welcome to the great state of flavor.
If you could wave a wand and change one thing about your house, what would it be?
Hold that thought, but forget the wand. Home improvement isn't magic.
If you're a do-it-yourselfer, we can show you.
eyes.
News coverage.
Let's remember the world's watching.
Around the clock on WSGW. You are with WSGW in the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios.
All right. Back with you, just a few minutes left here on the extended Art Lewis show, the focus version, if you will. There was an article today from the New York Times, and they examined the raging debate about smartphones and teenage mental health. Did you know that the typical American teenager spends about half of their waking hours on their smartphones? I got news for you. I don't think it's just teenagers either, but they are doing it. They're on the phones when they are alone at home and when they're hanging out with their friends. They're texting their friends. They can sit right next to them and text them and not talk to them, which worries me about the future of communication. So, these have to do with mental health well-beings as well. And do we know what the consequences are going to be down the road for teenage well-being because of smartphones? Teenage mental health, according to many, has deteriorated, especially for girls. This has happened since about 2008, and believe it or not, the suicide rate for girls and boys began rising about that same time. And this is what I was talking about when I say they'll sit on a sofa and text each other right next to each other. The amount of time teenagers spend socializing in person has declined. So has sleep. Now, I don't know what the answer is. Not going to take the phones away from them. But it is worrisome. And it's worrisome because they represent the future. And if they as a group, particularly as an age group who we count on in the future, are having issues, what's that? That doesn't bode well for us. Doesn't bode well for us at all. And, smartphones are wonderful. Great communication tool. I have one. As a matter of fact, I just got a brand new one. And I use it. I use it what I think is appropriately, primarily as a phone, but a communication device when I can't talk to you face to face. I view myself as a conversationalist. I would rather look you in the eye and talk to you than let my thumbs do the talking. Everybody says, don't call anymore and leave messages. Text. Well, I text if I have to text. But I'd much prefer to talk to somebody. A real human. I'm not a fan of companies that have totally automated phone systems. And we have one. I understand the reason for it. I just don't like it. I like talking to people, humans. I don't want to talk to a droid. I don't want artificial intelligence to be answering my questions. I want to talk to a person. And we as a society seem to be moving farther and farther away from that. And with youngsters today, it's worrisome that the future isn't going to get much better because of it. All right. We're going to take our last break and then come back and we'll check in with Baird & Company for our ticker tip of the day.
You never know when a power outage. That means you need a power source you can depend on.